Hi friends, a long time no see, and a lot has changed to say the least. Maybe I'll get a little bit into that video, or maybe I'll just save that for another video, but let's just jump right in. So I managed to snag the entire Mikayla Glamlite Collection on launch day, and I'm so excited to try this out. And I am going to be doing a very bright pink and purple look because, for those of you that do not know, my little mama shirt, but yes, I am very pregnant. That is one of the big changes that I have had in my life. I also got divorced, I moved to Columbus, and I got remarried. So here we are, and now I am 37 weeks pregnant, and I have a stepson, and I'm living my best life now. So oh, also I'm an esthetician now. Went to school. Like I said, a lot has happened. Anyway, we're just gonna jump right in before I ramble too much into my first impressions of this Mikayla and Glamlite collection. Now, I've actually never tried anything from Glamlite before. I've seen some of their palettes and whatnot, but I've actually never purchased anything from them, so I am not quite sure what to expect, but I have heard very good things about this palette, so fingers crossed. So first, I want to talk about the packaging. Oh, it's so hard to see. I can't do it justice, but it's beautiful. It's textured with the glitter, and then anybody that knows me knows that the shade of purple that she picked for all of her packaging is my favorite shade of purple, like kind of a lilac lavendery color. I have the 30 color eyeshadow palette. I have the lip set, the pressed highlighter, and then both of her lashes that she came out with. Now, not gonna lie, the ones that are in the style brand new, these look like they might be a bit dramatic for me. But the ones called Code Orange, it looks like these might be similar-ish to the Lily lashes in New York City, which are my absolute favorite false lashes of all time. While this is not part of her collection, I decided why not try out the icing eyeshadow primer. Anyway, let's jump right in. I already did my eyebrows off camera just because it's boring. I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz in taupe, and then I used the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel in blonde over top of them. Nothing crazy. So let's go ahead and pop out this icing. I just got the color white. I figured since I'm going to be using a whole bunch of vibrant colors on top of it, white would be the best. And I'm going to actually zoom you in. I will do one eye on camera and then the other eye off camera just to save time. So let's go ahead and prime my eye with this icing eyeshadow base. I figure it's going to kind of be like the Anastasia eye primer. I don't know why, that's just what I have in my head. So I'm just gonna go in with a super little bit, because a little goes a long way with that one. Then, using my trusty Morphe 173, I'm just going to go ahead and buff out that eyeshadow primer. And I do think I'm correct. I feel like this is somewhat of a similar consistency to the Anastasia eye base, which is my absolute favorite eye base that I've ever tried. So I'm interested to see how well this one holds up. I feel like it's just tacky enough without being so tacky that it will make the eyeshadow unblendable. Let's open up the eyeshadow palette. Like I said, I already love the packaging, but I am obsessed with this actual packaging of, well, it's not wanting to show off very well right now. This is just so beautiful to me, and then you open it up and oh my goodness, like how beautiful, so beautiful. This just makes my heart happy. And I'm not normally huge on shimmers because I have hooded eyes, but I think I can do some really beautiful cut creases with these shimmers, which is actually what I plan on doing today. So we're gonna be fancy with it, I guess. As always, I will throw up the shades that I am using kind of in this corner so you can follow along and I'm not having to like hold my palette up each time that I change shades. So just follow along up here for what I am using. Oh, and now it is decision time. So like I said, I am doing a nice pink and purple look today. So I think I'm gonna use pink more on my inner corner, and then there's some darker purples that I'm going to make super dramatic and kind of smoky on my outer corner, and then we're going to do a cut crease with some sort of this shimmer. I'm not sure which one yet. So let's just jump straight into the hot pink color called Iconic. For this, I'm going to be packing the color on with a pencil brush. I'll zoom you in a little more. That's the best I can get. So let's see how pigmented this is. Ignore my stained brushes, but that is already looking beautiful. So let's just go straight in, and from where I have hooded eyes, they're quite hooded, I'm actually going to be packing this above my crease and a little bit into it, but I want to be able to see it when my eye is open. Can you guys see that color payoff? It is beautiful. I'm gonna bring this about halfway into my eye. I am obsessed with this pink color. So I'm just going to knock off any extra pigment from my brush and just use this and do slow circles to slowly buff this up and kind of blend it out. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lighter pink color. That might be the only shade that I would have added to this because there's just that hot pink. But this is blending out so well that I don't think I'm actually going to need to use a transition shade. I'm just going back in and building up the intensity until I'm happy with it. Going in with a Morphe M456 just to buff out even more. Alright, I'm gonna call that good for right now. I can always go back in and add to it later. I'm going to just jump straight in. We're being adventurous today, especially since I have not done a dramatic eye look in months. But I'm going to go in with Frisky, which is one of the darker purple shades. Actually, it's the darkest purple shade. I'm going to pack that into the shape that I want my outer corner to be, and then we will just start blending it out from there. I'm actually going to use a Morphe M149, which is an even smaller pencil brush, just to be a little bit more precise since this is such a dark color. This is not patchy at all. Purples always are so patchy. I don't know why. I guess it's just how they have to formulate the pigment. That's just a guess. And then I'm going to stamp this into my outer corner. Like I said, we're just going dramatic. Good enough for the moment. We're going to be blending out anyway. So back to that original pencil brush, and I'm going to go into Pot 2, which I love the names of these colors. And I'm going to take this and just pack it on right above that darkest purple shade, and this is kind of like the medium purple shade. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful as well. I am obsessed. Slowly dragging it into the pink, but I'm not going too much with it yet because we can work on that later. And now I'm going in with a Morphe M562, which is just a small blending brush, and I'm going into the shade MJ, which is a nice lavender color, and I'm going to blend out the rest of this. And at this moment, they're not all blended seamlessly, so I'm just going to go back and forth with all 3 of those brushes and those colors until I get it blended out to how I want it to look. Okay, so now that I have pretty much everything blended out how I like it to be, I am going to take a little bit more of that icing eyeshadow base and I'm going to cut my crease. So I've not done this in so long. This is going to be interesting. Let's see how muscle memory works. So I always stamp a little bit of the product on my eyelid and then I open my eye. That way it kind of transfers up, as you can see, and then I can go off of that and cut my crease. Not too shabby for my first cut crease in at least 6 months. I'm not worried about this one being too particularly crisp. I just really wanted that nice rounded shape up there, and then this I will blend back out. So now I have to decide out of all of the shimmers that I have which ones I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to do a pink shimmer at this beginning and then or do I want to do purple and then pink? Oh my gosh, so many choices. Yep, I'm gonna do purple on the inner corner and then pink over here to kind of do like a reverse gradient type of thing. Yeah. So I'm going to take the color Immaculate, which is a very appropriate name for it. It is like the most immaculate purple, at least in the pan. So let's see. I'm gonna stamp this on with any flat, like nice flat brush will do. And it is beautiful. I am obsessed. Okay, so I brought that in about 1/3 of the way. And now I'm just going to take that same flat brush I just dusted off the extra pigment, and I'm going to go into the pink sparkle shade called Simping. You know, I actually wonder, sometimes these apply better with your finger. Oh, yep, this is the answer. I don't know how well you guys can see this on camera, but it is so beautiful, both of their shimmers. And then actually, I feel like the Immaculate might have been just a hair too dark for my inner corners. I'm just going to barely tap into the shade Nas. I don't actually know. And just tap over that purple just to lighten it up. The tiniest bit. It actually worked. And it still looks purple, which was my other concern because that's a little bit more of a blue shade. I'm gonna go back in, buff out that pink because I did get a little bit of shimmer in it. I'm going to do just a tiny bit of liner just because I do want to have a nice black base for those lashes. So I'm gonna go in with my Rare Beauty liquid liner and just do a super thin wing. Or am I gonna do a wing? I decided against the wing. I don't think I actually want one. I just want the lashes to do the talking. But I am going to go in with a black pencil liner and line my tight line. Or I actually have my lashes lifted, so I'm not going to curl them, but I am going to put on a super thin coat of mascara. This is the Milk Makeup Kush mascara, just to give my lashes a bit of color. Then I'm going to add bottom eyeshadow after I do my face makeup. Here are these beautiful lashes without that top packaging to glare from the ring light. So for this, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite lash glue. It's this quick drying duo one. Now I'm going to put this up next to my eye to see if I need to cut it, but normally I don't have to because I have quite large eyes. Well, these are even more dramatic than I thought that they were going to be, but I love them. And no, I do not need to trim them. They fit my eyes perfectly how they are. So I'm just going to do a super thin layer of this glue. One of the reasons why I love this glue is you just have to shake it for a couple of seconds and then you're good to go ahead and apply. These are so soft. Like, I don't ever just think of eyelashes being soft, but these are, they're like little feathers. But look how beautiful. I don't have a single complaint so far. Normally at some point I will have a complaint, but this, none yet, none. So I'm going to hop off of here, go ahead and do the exact same thing to my other eye, and then I will hop back on to do my face makeup. Alright, so while I was off, I did my other eye and then I did some of my face makeup. So I was trying out some new things, and I have used this NYX Marshmallow Primer a few times, and I think that I really like it. I still haven't used it quite enough to know my full opinion on it, but I might switch between that and my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I really love both of them so far. And then for foundation, I've had this in my drawer for a bit. I just haven't used it and I don't know how I feel about it. It looks really good, do not get me wrong. I just made the biggest mess, which, I mean, I guess for me isn't saying much, but the Anastasia, like, I don't like how it is. The formula seems to be fine. I love the color. They have like the perfect neutral. What shade am I? 130N. Matches me beautifully. Applied really well. Covered really well. I like the formula, but I just want to talk to whoever decided on this bottle because I despise it, actually. Moving on, I used the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer, my absolute favorite. I have been loving cream products lately, and this is in the shade Amber because your girl is pale. And then another cream product, my Rare Beauty liquid blush foundation. This is in the shade Grace. I love it. It's just perfect. It adds a hint of color. Now both of those I will only apply with this Rare Beauty foundation brush. This is literally the most perfect brush for any type of cream product. I've actually never tried it for foundation, believe it or not, but I want to get so many more of these, and their concealer brush. This is just like, you need this brush. You need it. Anyway, moving on. I am getting distracted. I went ahead and set my face with the Anastasia powder. I'm in the shade Vanilla. And so let's get some eyeshadow under these eyes so it stops looking quite as crazy. So for under my eyes, I'm just going to take that super tiny pencil brush again and tap into the shade Frisky, which is that dark purple. And I'm just going to smudge this super close to my lash line. And then I have super big eyes, So I will bring my shadow all the way in, but if you have like smaller eyes or want something a little bit less dramatic, you can bring it like halfway or something like that. And I am kind of connecting. It's a little hard to see because I have my lashes on, but I am connecting it to this top part of my liner. And I am sorry if I sound super out of breath. Baby girl is all the way up into my ribs. Even at 37 weeks pregnant, she likes to hang up there, and I'm out of breath constantly. Now going in with that slightly fluffy blending brush, I'm going to go into the shade NJ, which is that lavender color, and just kind of buff out that darker. And again, I am connecting this up to my eyeshadow that is on my lid. So now I'm just going to finish off with a little bit of that Milk Kush mascara. Oh, I should probably let's do a pretty shimmer on the inner corner. Maybe I'll use that pink again that I put up here. Let's do it. I think that's what I want. I don't know why on camera my under eyes are looking so pale. I didn't even put concealer under my eyes, so I'm very confused about that. So I'm gonna go into that shade Simping again, which is that shimmery pink, and we're just gonna pop that on the inner corner. Eyes are done. So now I'm going to go into this highlight, which looks like a super beautiful kind of champagne color. So I have some texture on my cheeks. Had terrible hormonal acne my first and second trimester of this pregnancy, and my face was so clear, and now it's kind of textured, but you know what, it's fine. I grew a human, and I am an esthetician, so I can work on this once she's out of me though, because a lot of the enzymes and whatnot are not safe. Anyway, where I was going with that is I'm going to be very light-handed with this because I don't want to emphasize the texture that is on my cheeks. Okay, this is super pigmented and it's beautiful. It's shimmery and not sparkly, which is my favorite type of highlighter. I do not like sparkly highlighter. Okay, I'm just gonna go a little heavier than I initially thought because why not? I'm human, I have skin texture. Let's glow today. Can you guys see how beautiful that is? Then I'm just gonna do a tiny bit down the bridge of my nose and then on my Cupid's bow. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. All right, lastly, let's get to the lip gloss. This is a nude lip gloss, and then we have more of two shimmery ones, a shimmery clear one and a shimmery gold champagne color. So I'm actually going to go in with the nude lip gloss and see how that does. I'm not a huge lip gloss person, so we'll see how I feel about this. So it's a pretty color, but the only thing is I feel like it's almost too close to my actual skin color. Obviously it is darker, but I feel like this is giving me almost foundation lip feel. I love the formula though. Formula is amazing. It's not sticky. I'm wondering if you had like a darker color on and then you put this over top of it, how that would do. I think that would be really pretty, but as it stands, I do not like this color on its own, at least not on me. So I'm gonna take this off and we're gonna try something else. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in with a NYX lipstick. This one is in the shade In Love. It's just like a nice pink color, and I'm just going to kind of tap this on there I don't want anything too crazy pigmented because I do want to put that clear gloss on top of it and see how that does. Okay, so we have that on. Now I'm going to try this clear shimmery shade. I'm gonna tap this on, that way I don't get any of the color onto the wand, or at least minimal color. The formula of these lip glosses are amazing though. I cannot stand a sticky lip gloss, and these are, they almost feel hydrating, but okay. This is it. I like this combination. I love the lipstick with the lip gloss over it. So let me go ahead and zoom you out before I keep talking. Okay, so this is the final look that I came up with, the Mikayla and Glamlite collaboration, and I must say I am in love with it. Absolutely. Those shadows, now granted I only used a few of them, but they seem incredibly pigmented and they blend out very well, which sometimes those two do not simultaneously exist together, so huge thumbs up for that. I absolutely adore the highlighter. It's the perfect shade for me. Now, the only thing I could say is if you have a deeper skin tone, it could maybe be a little bit light. That would be the only thing, but for me, it was perfect. So I have no idea. That would be the only concern that I would have with it. But it is super beautiful. It is not sparkly, but it is shimmery, which is my favorite. And then these lashes, they're so soft. Like, I wish, if you guys have them, you will understand when I say they are just like the most incredibly soft lash that I have ever put on my eyes. They were also super easy to apply. And then the lip glosses. Like I said, this, I love the formula. The formula seems amazing. This specific shade, which I'm not seeing actual shades listed on them, but the nude shade, the one that is not shimmery, a little bit weird. I might have to play around with it. I don't see myself using this one too much, but these ones right here, the sparkly clear and the sparkly champagne gold color, I could see myself using over top of lipsticks all the time. Like I said, they're not sticky. That is my biggest thing. These just have a super nice texture to them. My lips don't feel like they're sticking together. There's not like the strings going between my lips. If you were a 90s baby, you kind of know, like the juicy, I don't like those. I do not like that texture. But anyway, I am so glad to be back in front of the camera. I am hoping to continue to make YouTube videos now. My life has settled a little bit more. Obviously, I'm about to have a baby, so I am actually planning on adding some motherhood or baby videos kind of in the mix, just because it's a big part of my life now. But I still really plan on having this be makeup focused, and I want to start adding in a lot of like skincare esthetician type of things, considering that is now my job and I love it. So I hope that you guys loved this video. If you did, a thumbs up and subscribe, and then comment down below whether or not you guys have this palette, and if you do, what is your favorite shade? Because so far my favorite shade is definitely Immaculate or Manifest. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.